realms of ancient thought, beyond the warm shores of the Mediterranean, there existed a land that stirred the imagination with its very mystery. A land not governed by the harshness of winter, nor by the cycles that dominated the rest of the known world. It was a place spoken of only in whispers, a mythical northern realm where the earth was forever graced by the warmth of perpetual spring. This place was Hyperborea. The earliest echoes of Hyperborea resound through the fragments of ancient Greek literature. Its existence was more than that of a mere geographical location. It was a spiritual and philosophical construct, a perfect counterpoint to the known Mediterranean world. The Greeks, whose lives were bound by the seasons, whose agriculture relied on the changing winds and the rhythm of summer and winter, conceived of a place untouched by such cycles. This was Hyperborea, a place where spring reigned eternal, where the harshness of winter could not touch the land, nor could the seasonal struggles of the Mediterranean people find purchase. The concept first emerges faintly in the work of early Greek poets. In the 8th century BC, the poet Hesiod wrote of a northern land, Hyperborea, as a land of mythical perfection. According to his descriptions, the Hyperboreans were immune to the bitter winds of Boreas, the north wind, whose icy gusts could freeze the crops of the Mediterranean and torment its people with harsh winters. In the world of Greek mythology, Boreas was more than just a wind. It was a divine force, destructive and unforgiving, a being whose cold breath could cut through the land, signaling the very essence of winter. But in Hyperborea, the destructive reach of Boreas ceased. There, the wind's power did not touch. The land existed in a kind of harmony with itself, immune to the elements that ruled the Mediterranean world. This geographical immunity from the harsh northern winds became one of the foundational aspects of Hyperborean mythology. To the Greeks, the north was often synonymous with danger and darkness, a realm where the seasons were marked by cruel, relentless cold. But beyond this cold, beyond the reach of Boreas, lay the mythical land of Hyperborea, a place where the gods themselves took refuge, where the seasons held no sway, and where nature itself seemed to operate by rules unknown to mortals. The northern realm, as described in ancient texts, was not merely a land of beauty, but one of spiritual purity. The Hyperboreans were not bound by the mortal limitations of other people. They did not suffer from the ailments that plagued the Mediterranean world. Disease, death, and decay had no place among them. Instead, they lived in a state of eternal health, untouched by the suffering that marked the lives of ordinary humans. Their existence, according to the poets, was one of harmony, perfect harmony with the gods, perfect harmony with nature, and perfect harmony among themselves. In Hesiod's cosmology, the world was divided into regions, each governed by distinct divine forces. Hyperborea stood as the ultimate northern boundary, a realm where the destructive forces of nature and the harsh realities of human life did not penetrate. It was a place where the ordinary laws of the world did not apply, where the passage of time could not erode the beauty or tranquility of the land. Here, the divine favor of the gods, especially Apollo, was evident, and it was in this land that the sun god himself found solace during the colder months. It was said that Apollo, each winter, would leave his temple at Delos and journey north to spend the colder months among the Hyperboreans. There, he would bask in the perpetual spring of their lands, away from the cold that gripped the southern parts of the world. The fact that Apollo, one of the most revered and powerful gods in Greek mythology, sought refuge in Hyperborea, further reinforced the idea of the land's perfection. For the Greeks, Apollo was the embodiment of light, warmth, and reason. His choice to dwell in the north during the winter months was symbolic of the region's divine protection and idealized state. But this connection with Apollo was not merely a mythological footnote. It had practical and spiritual significance for the Greeks. The Hyperboreans were not just a far-off people living in an imagined land, they were part of a larger cultural and religious dialogue. It is through the religious exchanges with the Hyperboreans that their existence gained a deeper layer of meaning. These exchanges were not only about physical goods, but about the sacred, a movement of offerings from the north to the sacred temples of Apollo. Through these interactions, the Hyperboreans remained connected to the gods, to the very spiritual essence of Greek civilization, even.
For centuries, European powers claimed to know the location of Jerusalem, vowing through crusades, papal decrees, and royal charters that its reconquest was their divine mission. Yet by the late 1400s, their focus suddenly shifted, not towards Palestine, but towards the Atlantic. Christopher Columbus's own writings and papal commissions reveal he was not merely searching for a westward route to India, but fulfilling a prophetic quest to locate the land of the Holy Temple, believed to lie at the ends of the earth, where gold, sacred rivers, and New Zion awaited. He carried with him apocalyptic texts like the Imago Mundi and cited the Book of Esdras, which speaks of hidden land where the lost tribes of Israel could be found. When Columbus reached the Americas, the obsession with retaking Jerusalem nearly vanished from European statecraft. Instead, the New World became the stage for the new Holy Land narrative, complete with renaming territories after biblical kingdoms, identifying rivers as the Euphrates or Gihon, and describing the people as the tribes of Israel. This abrupt shift suggests that Europe always suspected, or discovered upon arrival, that the true Jerusalem was not in Palestine, but in the vast temple-bearing lands of the Western Hemisphere. When Christopher Columbus was released from prison on December 17, 1500, he had just experienced one of the lowest points in his career. He and his brothers had been arrested in Hispaniola and sent back to Spain in chains due to accusations of tyranny, brutality, and mismanagement of colonial governors. Many in Spain believed his career was over. Yet, rather than retreat into obscurity, Columbus immediately began lobbying for the Spanish crown for another voyage. He framed it as his greatest opportunity yet, what he calls his most significant and most profitable expedition.
Impossible.
Take them. There is a prophecy that two sons of Adam and two daughters of Eve will appear to defeat the White Witch and put an end to this 100-year winter.
I think you've made a mistake. We're not heroes.
There's no mistake. Aslan is on the move.
Aslan, we need your help.
I know, but understand, the future of Narnia rests on your courage.
If it's a war Aslan wants, it's a war he shall get.
They're counting numbers far greater than our own.
Numbers do not win a battle.
No, but I bet they help.